Japan has today surrendered. The last of our enemies is laid low. Peace has once again come to the world. Let us thank God for this great deliverance and his mercies. Long live the King.
Midnight on Tuesday, August the 14th, 1945. Before the Prime Minister had finished his radio announcement that Japan had surrendered, London went wild, literally, absolutely, crazily wild. VJ night, and they just couldn't wait to celebrate it. Hey, you, haven't you forgotten something? You can't get away with that, not even on peace night. The thousands who got up bright and early, and the other thousands who'd never been to bed, got a frontline view of the King and Queen as they left Buckingham Palace for the state opening of Parliament. Scenes of pageantry and splendor marked the royal procession. A full troop of household cavalry, their horses often restless in the cheering, and the red royal carriage with outriders and postilions opened in spite of the intermittent rain. Coldstream guardsmen with fixed bayonets lined the route. And the crowd, always the crowd, roared its head off. Here, behind the pageantry of the drive to the Houses of Parliament, is symbolized the true strength of Britain. The King, in whose person our ancient traditions are embodied, drives to meet a freely elected Parliament, charged to carry out the people's will. This is the real meaning of democracy, and the source of the power which humbled our enemies. Still crowding every vantage point, the watchers made the journey back to the palace a repeat performance of the royal procession. And outside the palace, even crowd-hardened Londoners had never seen such a throng. More than 100,000 people yelled their throats out every time the King and Queen and the princesses came out on the palace balcony. The hub of London seethed and rippled. Anybody who hadn't read the news had a human billboard to tell them Japan surrenders. The victory signal in Morse. and a reminder of the man who made it world famous, a man you and I were thinking of, a man called Winston Churchill. Everything climbable in this jam-packed city had been booked long before this, but the crowd is still growing. Later in the afternoon, in the grounds of Buckingham Palace, the King was photographed with his cabinet ministers. It was hectic in London all through the day, but oh, watchman, what of the night? It was keep the home fires burning here all right, and everything burnable from loose boardings to motor cars was apt to go up in smoke. But there were some lonely figures, even in the midst of rejoicing millions. For some, the night might have been just the same as any other night. But they too can drink a toast to peace on earth. From the cocoa mug underneath Hungerford arches to the gleam of the wineglass in a West End nightclub, it's a night for toasts. At one celebrated pub, Charlie Brown's in Limehouse, all the nations rejoice that for the first time in 14 years, the whole world is at peace. The war of 1939-45 is over. It's that crowd again. Whether they're here from choice or whether they're jammed too tight to get out, nobody knows. But here they were, and here they look like staying till morning. The King and Queen came out many times to acknowledge the cheers. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, where even the bonfires may be prefabricated, the long continuity of a nation. Peace night begins a new and glorious future.